Before we get started, a huge thanks to our sponsor, Mitsubishi Electric. Mitsubishi provides all your heating, cooling, and filtration needs in one system. Today's low-load homes require right-sized equipment that most systems, especially gas-fired, cannot meet. Mitsubishi has low-load, high-efficient heat pumps that dehumidify and cool in the summer and work in reverse to heat in the winter. Going ductless reduces costs and make it even easier to meet many of the Energy Star requirements. Ductless mini splits can now be hidden in many different ways to meet your client's needs, and ducted systems can now be used as well. Ducted systems are also hidden behind the walls to ensure a beautiful space and can be retrofitted right in place of a conventional furnace in an existing single-family or multi-family project. Hyperheat ensures an efficient heat delivery down to -13 degrees, and backup strip heaters kick in during the rare but coldest of cold days. Just launched today, the first set of hyperheating inverter products to be released in 2020. The introduction of these new outdoor units creates an additional 25 systems capable of hyperheating performance when it's really cold out. So check out that. We'll be starting more information there. And the way it works is each room of a house can be customized, and so can multi-family buildings and commercial buildings with variable refrigerant heating systems with energy recovery built right in. You can heat on one side, cool on the other, just as needed. Go to MitsubishiComfort.com to learn more. And thanks to our second tier sponsors, Rheem, featuring the Rheem Prestige, an energy efficient, quiet, and all-electric hybrid heat pump water heater. The future of water heating is finally here. 50, 65, or 80 gallons, all the way up to 3.7 uniform energy factor. In other words, almost over 300% efficiency for these units. With different ducting and ductless systems, depending on your strategies and climate zones, as well as leak detection. Learn more at rheem.com/hybrid savings.
Okay, phase 3 is this construction phase. And usually during kind of the construction phase of a project, the way this program is operated, we're more of kind of this hands-off approach. However, we still have identified a number of kind of deliverables that we will follow up with the team through the construction phase of the project. Also, bearing in mind we need to kind of leave the owner and the design team alone because construction brings up their own kind of list of issues as well. So we are mindful of this phase. For all our projects. We require, in terms of a deliverable for the program, we require a construction kickoff meeting to occur where we will have Consumers Energy representative there. We require a measurement verification plan, which I'll go into detail in a couple of slides. We do provide a circuiting system level commissioning. So the construction kickoff meeting, again, in kind of the same theme as the program in general, but also in terms of these in-person meetings that we're requiring. The purpose of this construction kickoff meeting is that the theme, the target of zero net energy is still committed to by all members, and that everyone is aware that this is the project goal. And we want to make sure that that the systems that had been designed and the building components that had been designed are carried through in the construction phase of the project. Now we realize this is easier said than done because construction phase kind of opens up a lot of things that happen and different processes and procedures with different trades kind of being on site. But we hope that the construction kickoff meeting kind of helps with making sure that we do have this commitment and that everyone is on the same page in terms of like where the goal that this project wants to achieve. We do require an agenda for this meeting, and we will review it in terms of meeting this deliverable. Again, we want to make sure that EU-wide goal is identified. We have those lists of energy conservation measures that are going to be implemented, and usually that they're listed out in the basis of design document. We also want to make sure that any procedures, items, any different installation, control sequences have been identified that are kind of different from traditional construction have been identified, and our trades are well aware of kind of what those procedures entail. We also want to identify any kind of monitoring points on the circuiting plan. We do a review of the construction schedule and also coordinate with the commissioning agent. So the attendees for this meeting We will have a representative there. Again, that's usually been Glenn Denning. We have make sure there's a commissioning agent there, as well as the general contractor, the subcontractors, design team, production manager, and the job superintendent or foreman. Okay, the measurement and verification plan. This is an essential part of the program, as a zero net energy building is not zero net energy unless it's performing and operating as one. So we wanted to make sure that we're not just kind of predicting this energy target or this energy consumption, but we wanted to make sure the building is actually performing. And in order to do that, we have to make sure that there is this measurement and verification plan. And we require this. It's usually the IPMVP, the International Performance Measurement Verification Protocol, has a number of concepts and options for MMV, and we require the MMV plan to be submitted in line with those options. We have several examples of these options that we can provide to our customer to help them with this deliverable, as we do understand that measurement verification, although extremely important, is not often done in traditional kind of design and construction. So we want to help the customer achieve this deliverable as best we can. Primary responsibility for measurement verification is usually a mechanical engineer, and the electrical engineer is there to support, as well as a commissioning agent and owner that are on the project. We also, to carry through kind of this idea of like making sure we're monitoring certain end uses for the project, we do provide a circuiting inspection in phase 3 of the project, and we require that there is controls and submetering evident, and that we are making sure that that's kind of carried through from the construction phase. We have a kind of a checklist that we would ask the prior electrical engineer to kind of complete in terms of making sure that the electrical circuiting and wiring is set up to per the submetering plan. This is also identified in the measurement and verification plan that is the previous deliverable there. Okay, envelope commissioning, another component of construction that is not usually or not often done, I should say. And not but is essential to kind of the performance of a building. A lot of codes require system level commissioning, which I'll talk about in a minute, but envelope commissioning is often forgotten. We require this as an essential part of our program because we want to make sure that the installed envelope meets, the capabilities of the design and the thermal criteria that we've described in the basis of design. We want to make sure that materials and constructions are inspected, that infiltration tests have been performed, and that we can identify kind of any issues. The envelope is a very kind of obviously multi-layered building component that also requires multiple kind of contractors in and out to, in terms of like glazing contractor, roofing, etc. So we've got multiple trades working on this one construction. And then there's obviously opens up for a lot of kind of things to go wrong in the construction phase. So envelope commissioning really helps in mediate that commissioning, in terms of making sure and doing this inspection and making sure the envelope does meet what it was designed. It does meet kind of the design conditions. The commissioning agent is usually the primary the person responsible for this task, and obviously supported by the construction team and the owner. We also have a lot of examples of envelope commissioning procedures that we can help the customer with, as this is a bit of an unknown in the construction industry. The next commissioning procedure would be a system level. It's a lot more common, and we require not just a fundamental commissioning, we require enhanced commissioning, which if you're aware of code requirements, that's in line with the new IECC 2015 code requirements for commissioning. We require that all equipment and their operating procedures have been checked and meet the design intent in the basis of design, as well as the drawing. We do inspect and test these building systems and document the results. And this is where we also require a commissioning agent to be part of the project. And our work here is basically kind of over the shoulder of their work. We do require their commissioning a report that they've completed that includes all the systems affected by kind of the measures, and that has been outlined in the basis of design. The reason we do commissioning is to kind of identify any of these issues that may have come up during the construction phase of the project, certain systems that haven't been installed properly or per their secrets of operations. We want these all to kind of be checked in this commissioning phase of the project. And so just an idea of like what the benefits of commissioning are. It's really this quality assurance process for evaluating a building. It improves the building's performance as well as the individual systems, operations, and maintenance. It can identify inefficiencies. It really can increase equipment life and lower those maintenance costs. It just improves the quality of building documentation, and it really does result in this optimal building and system performance.
Thanks for watching. Please continue to watch the next part of the session to complete the course and get your continuing education credits. Be sure to check out all of our courses available online that you can watch anytime and anywhere to pick up your CEUs. Before you go, make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube to get weekly updates and stay up to date on green building science courses, webinars, and home tours. Thanks again.